20, we've got two overlapping triangles and a few congruent angles and a few congruent sides are marked. The question is, are those two triangles indeed congruent? Triangle QML and triangle LPN. The problem is it gets a little messy when they're overlapping. So as I've mentioned before, I think it's a good suggestion, good practice to redraw the triangles separately. You can still mark the congruent angles and sides as needed, but it allows you to see more clearly what's going on. When I drew the triangle here, triangle MQL, that's on the bottom left, I just redrew it. I still kept the right angle, and I still kept that one side marked. This triangle over here on the right-hand side, I redrew it by itself and also turned it so that they're laying the same way. So now PLN matches up with MQL in a way that seems like they're going to be congruent. I marked that congruent side, and I marked the right angle that's shown in there again. So now I've got two triangles that are a little bit more clear to see whether or not they're congruent. I have one congruent side. I have one angle. It happens to be a right angle. And so now I can consider whether or not that meets the criteria for those two triangles to be congruent. So we've talked about a couple of them. One of them was a side, angle, side. I've got a side and angle, but I don't have a third side, so that's out. The next one was side, side, side. Well, I've only got one side, so that's out. Then we talked about hypotenuse leg. Now this is probably the closest. We know we've got a hypotenuse because it's a right triangle, but this is the hypotenuse, PN and ML. Nothing's showing that those are congruent. We do have one leg, but that's not enough there. Then we talked about angle, side, angle. Don't have enough angles. And we talked about angle, angle, side. And we don't have enough of that either. Okay, so although these look like they might be congruent, we don't have enough information here to tell us that they truly are.